Where are you going? Ben. Ah. I'm gonna get dark last night. And oop.
Greetings, Internet. Welcome to But I'm Still a Good Person by Vince Nicholas. I'm Vince Nicholas. I'm joined by my sparkling wifey, Carolyn Nicholas.
Hi.
Hello, honey. Thank you for joining me on our bed for our little program here. Okay. So, we had a function at work. A lot of food purchased by my boss and managers. I'm talking about hamburgers, hot dogs, bacon wrapped hot dogs. One of my Hispanic coworkers made that, and he said, just like when you leave the Golden One Center, that's what these kind of hot dogs are. And they were bacon wrapped, they were bussin', they were good. But he didn't warn me about the toothpicks he put in there to keep the bacon attached to the hot dog. So I had a little pick in my mouth, but it wasn't too bad. Should he warn me? Or because I saw them visually when I knew to look at them, or should he have removed them himself?
I think after they're cooked, you should remove them.
Yeah,
And if you don't, you should probably warn somebody that's about to eat it.
yeah. Well, I warned another coworker. I was like, watch out for the picks, and he still bit into it, and he still got some toothpicks. So they were small, they were difficult to see. But with all this cooking and whatnot, we got a bunch of candy. My manager went to Costco and got one of their, well, it's almost Halloween, so they got bags full of candy for purchase. And he got a giant bag, all chocolate. It was under the Costco Kirkland Signature name brand, but it had a bunch of like legitimate chocolates in there, such as Twix, Kit Kat, Reese's, Milky Way, 100 Grand, Snickers, Three Musketeers, Hershey's, M&M Peanut, and Plain, and Snickers. Now, you might be saying, Vince, there's some Mars in there, and there's some Hershey. What on God's green earth is going on? Well, if you didn't know, fun fact, Costco has such buying power, has such undue influence, has such clout that they said, hey Hershey, hey Mars, you guys are going to be together in the same bag, whether you like it or not. And it's weird because we saw it on Saturday. It's like it's got Twix and Kit Kat and all that stuff. But then the plastic bag containing it all says Kirkland Signature. You're like, what? Because
Yeah, it's as if Kirkland Signature owns all these brands.
right. And when you see Kirkland Signature, you're like, well, it's a Kirkland Signature product. You're going to find Kirkland Signature wrapped chocolates in there. But no, Costco doesn't play around. They're bringing together arch enemies, bitter rivals for half a century plus. They're bringing them to the peace talks, to arbitration. I say you get a couple Costco executives, fly them to the Middle East. I'm just saying, peace will happen. So, giant bowl of candy sat there for like a week. Because the day of, we filled up on hot dogs and hamburgers and toothpicks and whatnot. But it fascinated me as the candy dwindled down. There were the final two. Well, the second to last one boggled my mind. But I'll go through. Yes, I took notes. Yes, I kept an Excel spreadsheet. And yes, there is a Venn diagram happening. The most popular candy, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Definitely. Not surprising.
They went instantly, quickly.
You brought some home that day, didn't you?
Yes, yes, I agree. The peanut butter flavor is out of sight. And then the crown, the ridges.
Yeah. And the chocolate to peanut butter ratio is perfection.
Yeah, yeah. So that went number one. Number two, quickest, Kit Kat. I find Kit Kat okay.
I love a Kit Kat.
It's solid. The wafer, the chocolate. But right after that is Twix. What do you think is better in your opinion?
Those are my first, second, third choice personally also. I love the Twix. And I would put it third.
I'd put it second. I like the cookie crunch, the caramel.
I love the cookie.
Kit Kat is good, but I would put Twix above Kit Kat. Next is Milky Way slash Three Musketeers. To me, they're the same.
They're very similar. Milky Way just has that caramel.
Right, right. And Three Musketeers has well, they both have
The
nougat.
nougat.
Yeah. Elon, Three Musketeers, am I right? Oh, and there was also 100 grand in this mix, but there were only a couple. So I didn't count them in my survey. The 100 grand bar is a solid bar, and I like the Rice Krispies in it. But if you're talking Rice Krispies, give me a Nestle Crunch bar
Oh, yes.
all day, day. 100 grand, it's a fine effort, but with the Rice Krispies, but then it's like chewy and it's like, oh, I just want crunch, crunch, crunch. Next up, peanut M&Ms, which I like. I much prefer them to plain. I don't even touch the plain.
I prefer plain over peanut M&M personally. If you throw a large handful of plain M&Ms in your mouth, it's crunchy, it's chocolatey, they dissolve pretty quickly. That's a good time.
I'm not a fan of the candy shell. It hurts my teeth.
I love the candy shell.
It's too hard. That's why I don't like Reese's Pieces. I don't like Skittles. Just biting down and chewing. It hurts my teeth.
I I can do the chocolate, like the Reese's Pieces or M&Ms,
Yeah,
but anything sweet and hard like that, I cannot do. My teeth hurt too bad also.
yeah,
I can probably barely get away with a handful of M&Ms and then I have to stop. My teeth start hurting too much.
yeah. And the chocolate or the candy shell, it's just like there's not much to it. It's just sweet. And then I like sugar, but I think the peanut is a fine counterbalance to the chocolate. And then the second to last most popular blew my mind, a Snickers bar.
Yeah, I've always been kind of meh on the Snickers.
To me, the Snickers bar is the pinnacle of candy bars.
They had like, really good commercials in the 90s. Do you remember like basketball players were eating them in the commercials in the
Oh
90s?
yeah, yeah.
So in my mind, I think that made them cooler than they really are.
Would you put a Milky Way above a Snickers?
No,
Ah,
but
see.
I would put a Three Musketeer above a Snickers.
Three Musketeers just soft.
I like soft.
The Snickers got the nougat, got the caramel, got the peanuts, got the milk chocolat. I think a Snickers is top tier, A plus, 100% candy bar.
It's got everything that you would want in a candy bar. It's got a lot going on.
Yeah,
It's almost a meal replacement.
right.
But I don't know, it just doesn't toot my horn.
Well, after 4 days, the fact that there were a ton of Snickers, I was like, what's wrong with these people that I work with? Who are you people? And then finally, the least popular. This did not surprise me. Plain M&Ms.
Yeah. They're boring, but
Yeah.
they're a nice little candy.
Yeah. It's just chocolate and a little bit of candy coating.
It was revolutionary 100 years ago, okay?
They're fun, like when you roll them around in the bag, like pour them from the bag into your hand.
I love the mini plain M&Ms. Those are better than the regular ones.
Do you like the ones with they have caramel ones, they have almond.
No, but I love the peanut butter.
Oh yeah, peanut butter is solid. So yeah, M&M plain.
Thank you for joining us on this candy journey.
And this is a totally thing because, yeah, I'm on the Costco subreddit and people buy this bag of chocolatiers, and then they separate it. And I got 6 Reese's peanut butter cups, one person, and then the next person has another bag, a different thread, different post, and they got 18 Reese's peanut butter cups.
So
It's
it's
crazy.
not consistent?
Correct.
Wow.
It's super inconsistent.
Why?
I don't know.
It's like the lottery. You don't know what you're gonna get.
M&M and Hershey, they don't play fair. But the one consistency is that 100 grand is it's rare. Some bags have 0, some have 1, some have 2. So yeah, I would stick plain M&Ms as a terrible candy, but Snickers second to least popular.
Yeah,
You're doing dirty.
I think it does deserve better than that.
You're doing it wrong. We other stuff going on in our lives. We went out to eat to Hing's. It's a Chinese restaurant in West Sacramento. Because you were craving a pork bun.
Yes, my coworker Chinda brought a box of pork buns to work and she was handing them out. It was so good. I love pork buns. And then ever since that day, I've been wanting it again.
Yeah,
Hing's is one of the only places around us that has pork buns.
yeah, yeah. And you gave us direction because when we want to go out to eat, we'll spend hours debating on where to go out to eat. And sometimes we don't go off. Well, oftentimes we won't go out to eat because we just can't make a decision. So just a little hint, a little nudge, a little push. You said pork bun. I was like, all right, we're doing Hings. You wanted to order one.
Yes.
They serve. You can get pork buns 2 ways. You can get the appetizer, which comes with 4 for about $6, and then they have the appetizer sampler platter where it comes with 2. You asked for 1, and when you told me you were gonna ask for 1, I was like, don't do it. Don't do it.
It doesn't hurt to ask. I was very polite. I said, is it possible to just get a single pork bun?
Yeah.
And the lady said, no. So I had to choose, and I went with the sampler platter.
Yeah. The Chinese food sampler appetizer poo-poo platter, whatever. Amateur hour.
Well, it's just a bunch of fried stuff.
Yeah. That's,
Eh,
yeah.
It's not great, but I wanted my pork buns, and I didn't want 4.
I know.
So I got 2.
Yeah. How are the egg rolls, the rangoons, cream cheese rangoons, whatever?
Cream cheese rangoons were delicious. The pork buns were good. The
Egg rolls?
they were spring rolls, and they were very tiny, very slim. They just had a coleslaw or what's the cabbage?
Yeah.
They just had cabbage a little bit. That was it.
That's the worst.
They were bad.
Yeah. And then a couple pot stickers.
The pot stickers were delicious.
When the when the lady walked away denying you your 1 pork bun, I didn't want to, honey, but I said, I told you so. I got chicken and broccoli because I'm on track or low carb or something, no rice. It was fine. There's not much going on, but it's healthy. The chicken is not fried. Yes, there's a sauce, but it's light. And there's a lot of broccoli. And I thought it was just fine. We got out of there for $22. Okay, Mom? Which is a dang near bargain in Joe Biden's America. Speaking of food, the McDonald's has this chicken Big Mac. Do you have any desire to try it, honey?
No.
Same.
I do not want a chicken Big Mac. I want a regular Big Mac.
Yeah.
But the chicken on it looks terrible.
Zero innovation. It's just the McChicken patty slab or whatever. And then they throw 2 on the Big Mac. They've conditioned us, the Big Mac sauce, Thousand Island dressing, whatever. For decades, they've conditioned us to associate the Big Mac sauce with beef on a Big Mac. And to suddenly turn the table and throw chicken on there? No, no, no.
Do you think they're trying to compete with like Cane's? Because the Cane's sauce is a huge deal on, food, TikTok, all the mukbangers. They get a giant cup full of the cane sauce and they dip their chicken and bread in it.
And they make sure to spill it over the side. Oh, it's disgusting. Yeah, definitely a possibility. But you gotta break some new ground. You gotta be innovative. You can't just, let's get some McChickens and throw it on a Big Mac. Whatever. Grocery outlet bargain market we went to. Well, first of all, on the speaker, on the radio, whatever they were playing, Muzak, they were playing the 80s classic Howard Jones hit song, Everlasting Love. Oh, I was feeling it. Wait for it, give me some time. My coworker calls the grocery outlet bargain market the gross out. What do you think of that?
I think it's offensive. I think it's rude.
It's funny.
I think it would hurt Carla's feelings.
I mean,
No, it is kind of funny.
yeah. And when you told me that, I said, listen, some things are expired, but that's why they're so dang cheap. So we go to check out. We get Carla. Carla asks you, how you guys doing? And then you threw it to me and you said, I don't know, how are we doing, honey? I was not ready. Your job is to make the small talk. I unload the groceries onto the conveyor belt. So
sometimes I need you. I need backup.
I know, but I wasn't ready. I'm very bad at improv. Okay, I can't ad lib. If I know a conversation with Carla's coming up, I'll do an outline. I'll do some notes. I'll do some bullet points, much like how I do this pod. But you threw it to me, and I was just the worst improv Olympics partner ever. So you guys started talking about the weather, which, okay, Florida, Milton, blah, blah, blah. But then that conversation turned into the weirdest, wildest. She brought up Biden.
Oh, it got political immediately.
Oh, yeah. Right. She brought up Biden. She brought up Marjorie Taylor Greene, or as she called her numerous times, Moscow Marjorie. She brought up January 6th. She brought up Jim Jones. She brought up how conservatives believe that the liberals are bringing hurricanes to Republican counties. Whoa, how did you handle that, honey?
I just said, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
I know. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I know, right?
Yes. I just agreed.
Did you throw
I
it?
had no idea. I've never heard Moscow Marjorie. I didn't know that was referring to that Taylor Greene person.
Yeah. You should have thrown in a few. That's crazy. And listen, she's a dyed-in-the-wool liberal, and that's fine. That's fantastic. But you can't go off unhinged on a rant because you might be conservative. I might be conservative. Various customers, coworkers.
Yeah. There's customers all around us. There's coworkers all around us.
Yeah.
And she's very outspoken. She knows that I'm kind of liberal leaning based on things we've discussed. Yeah. I'm not as far as she is.
Yeah.
But she knows she can say things like that to me. But I get the sense that she'll say whatever she wants to say, regardless of who her audience is.
She's loud, and she doesn't hide her feelings. And while we were walking out the door, she said to us, don't lose faith. There's more of us than there are of them. Okay.
I give her the thumbs up when she said that.
Whatever, Carla.
Okay, friend.
It was a lot. Also at the Grow Show, I dropped a box of protein bars and I put it back, just where they didn't belong. We were in the pasta aisle, and I didn't want to walk back over to the protein bars section, so I just put it next to the rigatoni. But I feel like that's okay. It's when people have a pint of ice cream and then they put it where the beans go.
Oh.
And it starts melting. I think that's egregious.
Oh, definitely.
That's a sin. But
dry goods with other dry goods. It's fine.
Yeah. Then grocery outlet. The next day I went by myself because you took Luna to sushi. I only had 7 items. And there were 2 ladies in front of me. First lady had a ton of stuff, and she was getting checked out, and that's fine, whatever. Second lady also had a ton of stuff. And I was like, she should let me go. And normally I would say something, but I was like, I'm going to see if she says something, if she lets me go, if she has courtesy. And she looked back, because at first she didn't look back at me. She looked back, she saw exactly what I had, and then she just looked away, completely snubbed me. Listen, I don't want to say the B word, but I will, Liz Fisher. Thankfully, Carla came to my rescue. She said, I'll take you on one. I was like, thank you, queen. But I always let people go. I let people go in front of us. And oftentimes, especially like if I'm on lunch for work or whatever, I will ask to go ahead. But I feel like common courtesy, she knew what I had. I would have been done in a minute, and she's got a 10-minute transaction, 15-minute. She should have let me go. Who raised you, lady? We went to Costco. We got 2 pizzas, $20. One cheese, one pep. How'd the Costco pizza hit you? How'd the za hit you, honey?
Costco pizza is good. And these were huge. So
Yeah,
$10 for a big pizza, such a good deal.
yeah. 18 inches.
It isn't as good the longer it sits.
Yes,
Like with most things, the fresh pizza is much better than after 5 hours, 10 hours, 24 hours.
for sure. Yeah. That's why when you eat it right after you shop or before you shop or whatever, it's the best.
Oh, yeah.
But we got a couple pies. You got to order them early. We ordered them before we went shopping. They said it'd be about 15 minutes. Okay, whatever. We came back after 15 minutes ish. They were ready to go. They weren't cut enough. Like you start pulling up a slice and then it starts pulling up the slice right next to it, and it's like, well, why don't? Because they have pizza cutters. Do the employees not lift? Are they not strong enough? You got to push down on the pizza cutter. Break the dough. Break the mold. And there were a few patches of on the pepperoni of about four areas that had no pepperoni or no cheese on them. It's just sauce and dough. And I was like, what the hell are we doing here? It was, you're just eating dough and sauce. And you look at it and it's like, wow, there's nothing going on here. And they didn't care to put some cheese and a piece of pepperoni on top of here. And it just looks odd. It's the lawless, borderless tribal region of the pepperoni pizza. But yeah, maybe some more care going into your work. Push down on the pizza cutter and throw some pepperoni and cheese on the naked part, if you will. Same with the cheese. There were a few spots where the cheese didn't go all the way up to the crust, and you're just looking at sauce, and you're like, it's $10. The Costco za cost $10. It's worth $10. But overall, it was good. We had to throw away a few pieces.
We threw away the last couple pizzas because the kids weren't eating them,
Yeah.
and it was too much.
Yeah. And you could reheat it, but it's never the same. But it was still good to have for my Saturday morning to start off with 5 pieces of pizzeria.
That was all I ate all day Saturday. I had 3 pieces for lunch, 2 pieces for dinner, another slice before bed.
I wish I could say the same, but I had a mouthful of pizza Saturday morning, and I said, back on track tomorrow. So yesterday Lennox wanted Panda, and Lennox, the insistent type, let's just say that. And so I said, Len, hop on your bike, I'll place the order, and you just go pick it up. You could eat it there. And then another possibility was, I said, like if he wants a bunch of food, I'll get the family meal, $35, and bring it back. Bring it back here, and we can all dine and feast. Are you against that, honey? Lennox riding on his bike, grabbing a family feast, which comes in a convenient carrying case, by the way.
I don't think it's very safe for him to ride with that on his bike back home. Because he doesn't have a basket, or he could put a bag around his handlebars, but the family meal is really big.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea.
It's got a little holding handle.
No.
Slide it on the where your hand goes on the bike handlebar.
No.
I think it would be fine. He didn't want to do either. He didn't want to go there, eat on his own. He didn't want to bring back the family meal. But the offer still stands.
And oop.
Okay. So, you know a gal. You've known her for your entire life, right? Or at least 3 decades or so?
Yeah.
And after 25 years of marriage, she's getting a divorce. And just like how everyone announces very important life events, she made the announcement on her Instagram stories. Did you reply to her story? Did you send her words of encouragement? Did you send her an emoji? What happened, honey?
I replied and just a couple of heart emojis.
Wow. Wow.
Is that a sufficient way to reply to someone? Should I have been silent? Would silence have been better?
No. Well, silence is golden.
I'm so bad when it comes to, like, saying words of comfort or encouragement when people are going through a tough time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well,
I remember
an emoji does the trick.
I had a friend whose grandpa passed away a few years ago, and I Googled like good things to say when someone's grandpa dies. I Googled it, and I didn't want to say like thoughts and prayers, sorry for your loss. Like, I wanted.
I think that's perfect. That's perfectly fine and suitable.
I overthink.
Yeah.
I overthink what I should be saying or doing in these situations. So I just went with an emoji.
A couple hearts.
Yeah.
2?
2 red hearts.
Not 1, not 3. Well, with Facebook, they have the care reaction, which is that little face hugging the heart.
Yeah.
I think that would have been perfect on the gram, the Insta. They only have the hug, which is similar.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, it just depends on how close you are.
We're not close.
So you should have gone radio silent.
Okay.
In my opinion, honey.
I just wanted to. Well, I guess I could have said, like, thinking of you, it's going to be okay. You'll get through this.
Yeah.
But I just, in lieu of all that, I just went with the heart.
I wonder how many people reacted. I want to see all the emojis. Much like the candy lineup on the Costco subreddit. I want to see, there were 30 people who did hearts and 20 people who did hugs. That's what I need in my life. We voted, honey. Voting be hard. What did you think about the voting process?
I didn't know how to vote. This particular election, with a lot of the propositions, a lot of our local stuff going on in our city and our state, I was really torn with how I should be voting. And so I didn't feel good. After I completed my ballot, I signed the envelope, sealed it. I didn't feel good. I said to you, I think I made things worse probably.
Yeah.
With my choices here.
Yeah.
How did you feel about it?
Well, you know how to vote, like you know how to fill things in, but you didn't know whether yes or no.
Oh, correct. I know how to fill in a bubble with a pen.
Is what you mean. Yeah, the propositions are super difficult to read. Like they give the 1-sentence summary, and then right below it they give you a paragraph, and I was like, I still don't know what this is talking about. Like one of them was like the current law doesn't allow this, but the proposition won't allow this to no longer be allowed. I don't know.
Lots of words like repeal, amend, stuff like that.
Whereas it's so annoying. Explain it to me like I'm 5.
So many props this time around.
Yeah.
Where it's basically raising taxes. California will pay $500 million for this, $2 billion for that.
Yeah.
So
I vote yes on everything. I don't care.
I did a mixture of no and yes.
I say spend it all, tax it all.
We had to vote for a new mayor for our city.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure I made the right choice.
Yeah. Well, one's a doctor, and the other is the incumbent. So I voted for the doctor. Yeah, just it's a lot. We put zero effort. We put zero time until we're staring at our ballots, and then we get impatient and frustrated and bored, and I just want it to be over with. It's exhausting, dude. Reading all this legalese. Like, why? Why did they make it so hard? But I'm comforted in the fact that our vote doesn't count.
I think our vote doesn't count either.
And sometimes we cancel each other out, which is even better.
Oftentimes, yes.
Yeah,
we vote for opposite people.
Whatever.
That's marriage. That's balance.
We went to the library where they were having a kitten adopt-a-thon. We got there a little late because we didn't know about it. We were just going to the library just for S's and G's. But there was one cute little white kitten with like black spots, and it was so cute. It's in its cage, and it had energy, and it was bouncing around, and I wanted it.
I wanted it so badly.
I know, so adorable. But how
Frankie wanted it.
how would Frankie Blue react to a kitten?
I don't think he would like it. Although he might just be indifferent and try to ignore it.
Yeah, I think the latter. But well, I would want to watch him play and get along, and
I think the little kitten would like climb on Frankie and annoy him. That would be super cute to watch.
Frankie would just sit there pouting as usual. In our condo complex, there are 3 cats. That they belong to other. They're just outdoor cats, right?
Yes, they have owners, but they wander the streets of our condo complex.
Yeah. One of them is called Mr. Kitty. One of them is called Darth Vader. And then the third one, I don't think I can say this, honey. What can you tell us what the third one's name is?
The third one we learned is named Blackie.
That's not good. That's not PC.
Yeah. I don't feel comfortable saying that.
I'm emailing KCRA right now, and we're gonna get that person canceled. Why would? Okay, like you see, like racist lakes and park names and whatever, but things change, and then they change the name, and you can think whatever you want to think about that. But Blackie is just it doesn't sit right. And you were outside. Neighbor was walking by with her couple dogs. And she kept saying Blackie, and I was like, this is making me feel uncomfortable. I don't like that name.
No.
I don't like, see, if it was a white cat named Whitey, I would be equally uncomfortable. It's just.
What about Whitey Park and Whitey,
yeah.
the restaurant here in West Sac?
Whitey's Jolly Cone, yeah.
Maybe if you had a Whitey cat, you're paying homage
It's
to
time.
the West Sac Whiteys.
It's time to turn our backs on history. And we, America had a moment, and we're better now. We're sophisticated, we're woke, and let's just call cats by stupid names like Pizza and Aurora or whatever.
I love when cats have human names, like
Yeah.
our cat Frankie.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah. Speaking of Frankie, 3 nights in a row, he didn't wake me up to be fed. This is unheard of. He usually does 2 to 3 times per night. He wakes me up, and I have to go feed his chunky boy ass. But 3 nights in a row, he didn't ask to be fed. And then the past 2 nights, he's only asked once, and it was around 3, 4 a.m. He's lost weight. He's skinny.
You can feel his skeleton.
Yeah. But I'm happy because I get more sleep, less poop to clean. Should we be worried? Hey.
I still feed him a lot during the day.
Yeah.
I probably feed him too often during the day.
You do. And I don't feed him enough during it. He just whines and whines when he goes to you.
He's fine.
He sees a softie. He sees
I know.
You're a mark for him. You're a target. Easy target.
He knows he can meow and rub his head against me and be cute, and I'll cave and give him some food.
Yeah. I see here in my notes you want to volunteer, honey. What's this feeling that you have, and what can I do to stamp it out?
I want us to volunteer.
Yes.
I want us both to do something
Yeah.
in the community outside of our home.
Hmm.
Once a week, once a month. We need to add something to our lives, to our schedules.
Let's start a petition to change Blackie's name to a normal name, like April. Yeah, did you have any ideas? Once in a while they do like a little river cleanup where they pick up trash by the river here in West Sac, and we actually went to it, right? Or we just happened to be there.
We were going on a walk.
Yeah.
And some volunteers were around us cleaning up trash, and they asked us to help just move a couple bags.
We were peer pressured. We were corralled.
We did.
Involuntarily. We felt weird.
We weren't prepared.
Mm-hmm.
So But we did end up helping those people for a few minutes.
Yeah.
There's a guy in West Sacramento who organizes cleanups in various areas. But it's always pretty last minute that I hear the announcement.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't hear about it at all.
Yeah.
I just see pictures later that they've done it. So I need to keep my eye out for that because that's something I will do. I, I, I don't know what else I want to do.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't even have to be volunteering. I just want to be in a club. I want to be a part of something.
Yeah. Church?
I want to go to a meeting.
Church? Well, then you should vote yes on Prop 33, which includes $6 billion on cleaning up trash from the river. Vote yes. Oh, another thing about voting, we don't watch TV. We don't listen to the radio. So we missed all the prop ads for the past few months. So we don't know what's going on.
Would that even help?
We were babes in the wood, deer in headlights, reading these freaking ballots. We would know who was against what.
We would hear the propaganda from one side or the other.
Right.
I recently read a book, and it was talking about political ads, and it showed instances of how much the truth is twisted, and they lie.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just...
They shade the truth, and
So what can you believe?
statistics can be manipulated in any way. That's why I vote yes on everything.
I vote no on everything, and then we'll just cancel each other out.
Let's just spend more. And the right-wing conservative Republicans who vote no on everything, and the government has too much money already, and there's so much waste, and they spend foolishly, and okay. Who cares? Shut up.
Why don't you volunteer and pick up some trash?
Right. Or move to a Republican county or state or city, or run yourself, or...
There's no escaping government waste.
Right.
And there's no escaping taxes.
It's part of government is to waste money.
It doesn't matter where you live.
Just accept it.
This
or do something about it, but don't whine about it.
There's nothing you can do. This is a very hopeless point of view, but I don't know. I don't feel hopeful in the government.
I could do Meals on Wheels, but are they going to hand me 18 meals and say, okay, you got to drive to frickin' Woodland, which is a half hour away?
I was looking into Meals on Wheels. You can do West Sacramento only, and they said it's only about an hour and a half of driving time.
Okay.
Yeah, so we should look into that maybe, but I don't know. Would that make us feel good? Would that be helpful?
Are you delivering? Is it only seniors or is it like
Yes.
poor people?
It's only seniors.
Okay. Yeah, I want something low impact but high return, aka pictures for the Insta of me picking up litter for 3 seconds. Oh, I'm like Gavin Newsom, am I right? I was gonna watch football on Sunday, but KCRA, the NBC affiliate, doesn't come in right now. Listen, when you live with an antenna on your TV, the channels just go away and then they come back. I don't know, whatever. But we did watch some of the postseason baseball, and we saw the Otani guy for the Dodgers, and we got into a conversation with Len and Luna about Asians and baseball, and it was fast. Even they've heard of Otani, but you haven't, honey.
The three of you always hear about things.
Yeah.
You're in the know.
Oh, I'm so hip.
And I am clueless. You guys are always educating me about pop culture and current events.
Yeah. The Mets pitcher was an Asian guy, but not as handsome as Otani, if I'm just saying. But Otani's a good-looking kid, and he can hit for power, and he has speed. Oh, he's a phenomenon is what he is. We're back on the Olipop bandwagon. They were $1.49 each.
At grocery outlet.
At the gross out. So we bought a couple. We're not spending $30 a week like we were. But it's nice to have the Olipop back in the house. Hopefully it'll stay there, but just like anything at the Grow Show, it'll be gone nearly instantly. Okay, where are we done, honey?
Yeah, I'm about to drink an Olipop, actually.
Sounds good. Sounds refreshing. Well, that's the end of the program. It's been fun, but not really. Let's all try a little harder next time. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, review, and rate, or don't. And rate or don't. Do whatever you want. You're a grown up. Make your own decisions. Do what's best for your family. Please be sure to use our promo code for a kitten at the Arthur F. Turner Library. We don't have a promo code. You could have done that. That would have been perfect volunteering.
Yes. I am part of the Friends of the Library group. I paid for a yearly membership.
Yeah.
I've never gone to anything or I've
There you go. Your community involvement is right in front of you, darling.
Yes, okay. I'll look into that, what I can do.
We don't have a promo code for kittens. Goodbye, my parasocial podcast friend. I love you, my wife, and I love you. We hope you have a good day today and tomorrow. And sure, Carla may have brought up January 6th and Jim Jones and Moscow Marjorie, but she's still a good person, and we're still good people. Thank you for caring. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for listening. We hope you have a wonderful day / night. Bye-bye.
And oop. Ooh.
We got chicken?
Is that crispy, juicy tender? I can't eat no longer. And oop.